Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Marche, and today I'm excited because I got prescribed tretinoin by my dermatologist. We're gonna go into what is tretinoin, my skin journey, what I plan to do, and also at the end of this video, I'm going to include a 1-week update to see what it's like on my first week of tretinoin. So if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. Alright, so first things first, let's get into what is tretinoin. So I have it right here. This is the packaging it comes in. It's like a cream that you have to get prescribed by a doctor, dermatologist, something of that nature. And it looks like this. It's a prescription strength skincare product basically. It's used for acne, hyperpigmentation, and it can also treat fine lines and wrinkles. It's retinol just in a prescription strength form. So it is pretty potent. It's gonna work faster and better than what you can get at Sephora or Ulta or anywhere online because it is prescription strength. Now, it is not necessary to use tretinoin or any retinol products. It's very much a personal decision based on your skin and what you're trying to achieve. However, I have been on a skincare journey for a long time and I'm excited and I wanted to be on tretinoin. My background as far as skincare is concerned is I had clear, regular skin up until middle school. In middle school, it just got crazy. I had a lot of acne. You know what the problem was? It wasn't so much the acne. I had acne, but I didn't have like a face full of acne. Like I didn't have a lot of bumps. But what I did do is I had a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of dark spots, mostly around my cheeks, which you can still kind of see. It used to be on both, but this one really got the brunt of it. And most of it was my fault, right? Because I was an acne picker, which they tell you do not pick your acne, but I just couldn't help myself. Like I just couldn't walk around with bumps on my face all the time. So I had to do something, and at the time, that something was pop 'em, pick 'em, whatever. It sounds so gross now. But, I had to do what I had to do so that I could feel better, right? My first problem was I had oily skin. That's oily acne prone is like, that's just how it is. My mom had oily skin, I had oily skin, and we didn't really know how to take care of it. All she knew was like blot her face all the time. That's what she knew. As a kid, I'm not blotting my face all the time. Like that was just weird. So I just had oily acne prone skin, and I just kind of had to deal with it. At that time, mostly what I would do was just try to cover it up. So I would get hairstyles, like I would get my bangs cut to like cover my cheek and a lot of that stuff. I didn't like wearing my hair back if I didn't have to because I had hyperpigmentation and all the other kids, either they have really bad acne or their skin is clear, especially the boys, okay? Boys always have clear skin and they don't do anything. They wash their face with body wash, okay? It's ridiculous. But that's what I was going through at the time. And so a lot of the times I would try to hide it. And then my mom did, try to help me, get a better skincare routine so that I would clear my face up. We used to do all the St. Ives walnut scrubs and the witch hazel toners. And then there was something else we used to use that was like drying. It was like a serum lotion thing. I can't remember what it is. I can see it in my head, but I can't tell you what the product is. Starting in high school, I started to experiment with trying to get my skin together. So that's when I started doing like the DIY face scrubs with honey and oats and lemon and all of those things. And the physical, sugar scrubs, salt scrubs. I started really experimenting with that in high school. And they just weren't doing it. Like, they just weren't. I'm just being honest. They just weren't doing it. I mean, we know now that DIYs really don't do anything. When you have serious conditions or something that skin problems that have lingered. If it's a brand new skin problem, yeah, there are some like DIY things that you can do when it's new. But when it has been sitting for years, you know, and you've made it worse by doing certain things or adding certain products, DIY is not going to, it's not going to fix the problem. And what I didn't know is hyperpigmentation, especially for people of color, can last years. It's not like oh, I got it and then the bump is gone. Hyperpigmentation will be gone in a week or two. The dark spot will be gone in a few days. No. Hyperpigmentation, dark spots for people of color can last for a significant amount of time. After high school, when I got to college, I had some hyperpigmentation, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't that bad. I felt like my skin was better than it had been in the past. Now, to other people, my skin might have not been that great. But for me, it had gotten so much better. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. So to me, it was better, and that's all that mattered. You know, I was no longer looking at other girls or women with naturally clear skin and just being like, oh, I just wish, like, Lord, why didn't you give me clear skin? Like, why me, God? Why me? I don't understand. And my skincare regimen wasn't anything spectacular. I mean, I was in college, so, you know, there was a lot of no sleeping. There was a lot of not drinking water. There was a lot of that. But my skin was doing okay, and it had looked better than it had in the previous, 8 years? 6 to 8 years. So I was satisfied. In college, I started testing. Oh, in college and after college, I started really getting into like Sephora products. So that's when I started getting into like the exfoliators. I was using, you know, the glycolic pads and the resurfacing serums and the this and the that. And I was just trying stuff. And I would notice a difference for some of them. But most of the time, it was like a immediate difference. So if you never exfoliate your skin, right, and then you try a decent exfoliator, you're gonna feel like, oh, my skin looks better, it's getting better. So I feel like that's what I was experiencing when I was experimenting with the Sephora products. You know, because that was really when I started exploring, well, really even knew about Sephora like that, and actually started exploring and actually having the money to buy some of these $40, $50, $60 products. You know, that's when I really started doing that. And then somewhere about 3 years ago, I stumbled upon this lady on YouTube. Her name is Dr. V, Vahida Ratan. I don't know. I watched so many of her videos, you would think I know how to say her name. But I stumbled upon her YouTube, and she talks about skincare, but for people of color, right? So black people, brown people, and how our skin is different from Caucasian skin, because with Caucasian people, they can use very high strength products and not get bad results, whereas as a melanin person, black, brown, you can easily burn your skin, and because we already have pigmentation in our skin, the pigmentation can get out of control, hence hyperpigmentation and dark marks. I start watching her videos, and I'm watching them heavy. I'm watching all of her reviews, not just products, because she does product reviews, product line reviews, but I'm watching like the scientific reviews. Like, what does this ingredient do? What does this ingredient do? What ingredients do not, you don't want to see them anywhere on your product. So I really started diving into that, right? And from that video and that experience and her channel really changed the game for me, because now when I was going to Sephora or going online or going to Ulta to get products, I wasn't just buying whatever it said, dark spot correcting serum, hyperpigmentation correcting serum. I was actually buying things based on the ingredients that I know were scientifically proven to help me without hurting me. Because some products, you can use them on your skin, but there's a high chance and a high risk that you may get an adverse effect. And then other products, there's a low chance that you would get an adverse effect. So I really wanted to, you know, go for high chance, high probability, high likelihood of good outcomes, and low risk, right? And again, we're talking about hyperpigmentation here that is years old. So I did get a long way. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did get a long way. I did clear. Like, I used to have forehead acne for a little while because I had bangs back in college. So I did get forehead acne. Bangs plus oily skin don't go together. But I did it, and I was cute though, but not the best choice for that situation, for my situation. So I did improve a lot. Like, this side of my face used to have a lot more dark spots. They are significantly reduced. There are only a few, and they're pretty new. And when I say new, I mean like within the past year, right? And then my forehead is pretty clear. Everywhere else is pretty clear. And I never had acne on my neck or anything. So I did go a long way, you know, and I really felt like I was doing a good job using the recommendations and the information and research that she shared on her channel. But at some point, again, when you have long-standing issues that you have made worse, now, mind you, a lot of times I wasn't wearing SPF, wasn't wearing sunscreen on my face. And if I did, I wasn't wearing it in a high enough range, I guess. You know, I was probably wearing SPF 15, SPF 30 in college. I needed to be wearing SPF 50, you know, especially because I had the dark marks. If I didn't have the dark marks, if I wasn't using glycolic acid and all this other kind of stuff on my skin, I probably would have been okay with SPF 15 and SPF 30. But because I did have all those other issues, SPF 50 is what I was supposed to be using, was not using. And if you don't use sunscreen and you have dark marks, they're going to get darker when you're in the sun. No matter what treatments, actives you put on it, if you don't protect it from the sun, it's going to get worse. Or it, at the very least, is not going to change. It's not going to get any better, right? And so even though Dr. V was so helpful, I'm more knowledgeable about ingredients now because of that channel, I still knew that it wasn't enough. It just wasn't gonna be enough. I was using the alpha arbutin, right? I was using niacinamide. I was using salicylic acid for, you know, for my oil control, so that I didn't get any more acne, or not a lot of acne. I used the benzoyl peroxide wash to, you know, also help with the acne. I had done the things. I had used vitamin C. I had used even over-the-counter retinol products. I had done the things, and they were good. My skin was looking the best that it had since I was a kid, like a child, you know, since before middle and elementary school. But it still wasn't clear, you know. My skin still is not clear. I still want to wear makeup sometimes if I'm going somewhere, you know, somewhere particular where I want to look my best. I still feel the need to cover it up. And I don't want to do that. I want to feel like when somebody looks at me, they look at me the way that I used to look at other people and be like, oh, your skin. Oh, what I would do. You know, and maybe that's like a weird thing for people that have gone through skin issues. Like, that's a big thing for us. If you never went through skin issues, you probably don't even care, or can't relate. But for people that have had skin issues, like, you know what it's like to feel like your skin is not and their skin is, right? And so that is how we got to Tretinoin. So I am starting Tretinoin. I literally just picked up the prescription, this right here. I just got this today. I just got cleared by my dermatologist to start taking Tretinoin. I have it at the lowest percentage that you can get, which is 0.025%, which is like the starter dose, right? And the way that I plan on using it is to use it twice a week, which is what my doctor, said. Start with twice a week, because if you do a lot, if you do high percentages or all the time, your skin can not only dry out really bad, but it can also break out really bad. And I refuse, okay? I refuse to have my skin break out after all this work I've done, okay? And so I'm gonna start with twice a week. Now I've used a over-the-counter retinol before, and I didn't have, it's called purging, when your skin like breaks out because you're using a retinol product. I didn't have that problem back then, so fingers crossed that I won't have that problem this time. It's a week to start for the first week, and then probably after week 3 or 4, I may do like every 2 days, or every 3 days. It's just gonna depend. She said just increase as tolerated. So if I increase and I notice my skin is really dried out, or I notice some new pimples coming up, I'm gonna decrease, how many times that I'm using this. Now I'm also gonna be using this on my face and my neck, because if you don't know, your neck gives off signs of aging. It has fine lines, and because this addresses fine lines, I will be using it on my neck as well. So that is my plan. That is how we got here. That is what's going on with my skin. I'm excited to finally get the skin that I've wanted so bad to have since I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old. I'm now 29. I'm excited to get there. And I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to, make sure I don't mix any products. Like, I don't need to use any exfoliators. I don't really need to use any other acids. Everything else will be hydrating. And then my doctor said I can do a vitamin C serum in the morning or in the daytime, because obviously tretinoin is for night only. But I'm excited to have a simpler skincare routine. I'm excited to have clearer skin. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. So I'm going to share my journey with you, and hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's a great one, an amazing one. But I'm going to share it to the best of my ability. So in the next clip, I'm going to show you a 1-week update of the tretinoin. I don't expect for it to work in a week, right? I don't expect for this to be gone or some of my fine lines to be gone in a week, right? But I do expect, if I follow the routine, my dermatologist's advice, I do expect for my skin to still be clear. That's my expectation at 1 week, is to still have clear skin. And then maybe, I think usually, well, I don't think I know. Usually for skincare products, no matter the strength, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks minimum to start seeing a difference. Usually about 12 weeks to really it's noticeable now. So maybe halfway through, I'll, come back and do an update if you guys want me to, or at the 12-week mark, I'll come back and do an update. If you're interested, just let me know down in the comments. But that's everything. I'm new to the prescription strength, world. So I've done a lot of research. I'm a beauty enthusiast, so I look into this stuff and research and read and watch professionals talk about it all the time. But it's different when you're actually going through it, especially if it doesn't go the way that you expect. But we're not gonna think about that. It's gonna go great, and I'm just gonna update you guys with my journey. So yeah, let's get into this next clip, and until next time, see you later. Bye. So here's my skin 1 week post tretinoin. I don't have any breakouts, but I am getting some peeling from dryness. So I get peeling mostly around this area, and then around my eyebrows and in this area. And I'm not sure why it's only in those areas. It's not down here on my forehead. It's just in those specific areas. I guess those are the drier areas of my face. but so far so good. With the peeling, I just got a thicker moisturizer. I switched to the CeraVe nighttime cream that I use every night, especially the night that I use the tretinoin. So, but other than that, as you can see, my face is looking nice and clear. I haven't had any pimples or anything like that since I started, so far so good.